We are doing in continuation units in measurement. Today the topic which we are going to discuss with you is significant figures. This is very important topic for your competitive point of view as well as in the final exams. Most of the time you get one question on significant figures, one on errors. So the concept of significant figures should be very clear with all of you. So significant figures, if I go into it, then the reported result of the measurement, whenever I take any measurement, like I'm measuring the length, I'm measuring the height, or I'm measuring the temperature, whatever measurement I'm doing, like I give you an example for you are measuring the length with the normal scale, like 2.3 centimeter. Then 2 centimeter is sure, you are sure, but the second division it may lie between 2 and 3 and it is close to 3, so you are saying it is 2.3 centimeters, so that is uncertain. So the all numbers, whether the reliably known or first digit which is uncertain, that includes your significant figures. So you can say in brief that the reliable digits plus the first uncertain digit, they are known as significant figures or significant digits. Like taking the example again with you, like you are measuring the time period of oscillation of a simple pendulum and it is coming out with the stopwatch 2.36 seconds. Then digits 2 and 3 are reliable, means sure, but the last digit 6 is not sure, that is uncertain. But your measured value is having 3 significant figures. Similarly, if you are measuring the length of an object which is coming out to be 287.5 centimeter, it has 4 significant figures. Of course, 287 is certain or reliable, you can say, and 5 is uncertain. Of course, you have to note this thing. This is a very special point with you, that if I change centimeter into meter or into kilometer, then it is not going to change my significant figures. That can be written in terms of multiplied with 10 to the power 3 or multiplied with 10 to the power minus 3. Depending upon, you can write, and that number of significant figures will remain the same. Like you are measuring 1.205 centimeter, or I may write it as 0.01205 meter, then the number of significant figures are same, that is 4. So that should be noted by you. And this is how will I come to know that how many significant figures are there. So for that there are certain rules. So that rules should be very clear in your mind, so that whenever you are dealing with the finding the significant figures, most of the times in exams it is asked of course, but in the practicals also, whenever you are taking any observation, we ask you to give the result by the knowledge of your significant figures. So both the ways it is very important for the theory as well as for the practicals. So first rule with you is that all the non-zero digits are significant. Like if I am writing 2.345, or simply I don't write decimal, I write 2345, then it has 4 significant figures because all are non-zero digits. First rule with you is that all the non-zero digits are significant. So very simple rule. Second rule with you, all the zeros which are coming between two non-zero digits are also significant. So does not matter whether where is the decimal point, whether decimal point is there or not, it is independent of that. If supposingly I am having 2.0506, I am getting 0 in between two non-zero digits. Whenever I get 0 between two non-zero digits, it becomes significant. So it has 5 significant figures. Similarly, if I write this 30056, no decimal point is there, but still it is having 5 significant figures. So whenever I am getting zeros between two non-zero digits, they become significant. This is the second rule with you. Both these rules I am repeating it for you. First, all non-zero digits are significant. Second, all the zeros between two non-zero digits are also significant. Next point with you, if the number is less than 1. Now these points are very important again, because you will always get question on significant figures. So I'm saying if the number is less than 1, it means I want to talk about the decimal now. Then the zeros on the right of the decimal point but to the left of the first non-zero digit, they are not significant. This is to be noted. Now, for example, I have written 0.002508. Now, this is decimal point here. Before this, on the left hand side, that is of course non-significant. And even I am having on the right hand side, two zeros are there, but they are before the non-zero digit. They also become non-significant. So, these zeros which are on the left of the non-zero digit, okay, whatever zeros are there on the left hand side of the non-zero digit, they are not significant. This is very important rule with you. So it will be having 1, 2, and this 0 is coming between two non-zero digits. Here it can be 1 0, then even if here can be 2 zeros or 3 zeros, they all will become significant. This you have to note. So here I am having 4 significant figures. So this you have to understand that which 0 is non-significant and which 0 is significant. Next rule with you says the terminal or the trailing zeros in a number without a decimal point are not significant. It means if I write 152 meter, which can be written as 15200 centimeter, which can be written as 152,000 millimeter, it has all 3 significant figures, because this can be written as 10 raised to the power 2, this can be written as 10 to the power 3, but the number of significant figures will be 3 only. So whatever zeros are there trailing, means they are on the right hand side, they are also not significant. Next point, this is the trailing zeros in a number with a decimal point are significant. It means if the number is like this 4.600, then it is having 4 significant figures. Similarly, this also is having 4 significant figures, because on the left hand side these two zeros are non-significant, but these are significant when I am taking the decimal point in between. So these are the rules with you. 5 rules are there. You have to keep all these 5 rules in your mind always. Whenever I am adding two quantities, or I am subtracting, or I am multiplying, it means whenever arithmetic operations are there. So what are the rules for the arithmetic operations with significant figures we have to learn? We have to learn the rules for arithmetic operations, means negative, adding, subtracting, multiplying or dividing. Because whenever you are taking supposingly volume, you are multiplying the length 3 times, or length into breadth into height for a rectangle. If it is cube, then you are taking L cube. So it involves certain mathematical operations or arithmetic operations, I can say. So then how to use or how to find the number of significant figures, that is very important again. You are doing addition or subtraction, I am taking under one heading. So you have to learn that the final result should retain as many decimal places as there are in the number with the least decimal places. So you have to see which is having least decimal places, what are the number of significant figures over there. That number of significant figures you have to give it in the result. So for example, I have written that I want to add these numbers 426.32, 317.2 and 0.301. These all are given in grams. It means they are the masses of some parts. You want to add all these three. We want to find the sum. So when I am adding, I have done the addition. I'm getting the result 743.821 gram. But if you see all these measurements, then the number of least significant figures, least precise is this. We have discussed accuracy and precision also. Precise. So this is least precise. It is having how many significant figures? 4. So it means in my result I should be having the 4 significant figures. So your result will be 743.8. So it means I have to learn the rounding off also. Now if I am involving multiplication or division, again the same rule is there, that the final result should retain as many significant figures as are there in the original number with the least significant figures. Same thing. So either I multiply or divide or I add, I have to always find which quantity is there with the least significant figures, and in that number of significant figures I have to give my result. So here in this example, your density should be reported to 3 significant figures because I'm dividing mass divided by the volume, density. So here there are 3 significant figures, so I have to give my result in 3 significant figures. So that calculation you can always do. You can divide or whatever is the formula you have to multiply, then you can multiply with the things and you can find up with the results. That you people can work it out, but the result you have to see that it should be having that many number of significant figures, which is the least in the observations. Now there are rules for rounding off the uncertain digits, like whether I am doing the experiment with vernier calipers or I am doing with screw gauge. So number of significant figures I can find, I can drop after doing the calculations. So first point with you is, if the digit which is to be dropped, they are greater than 5. This rounding off you are doing, I think, from the very beginning whenever you are doing the maths. So whenever you are dropping the number which is greater than 5, then you have to add 1 to the preceding significant figure. Like if you are want to round off 2.56. So 6 last digit is greater than 5, so you will be writing it as 2.6. 1 will be added to the previous one preceding significant figure. Now the second rule with you is, if the digit to be dropped is less than 5, then it is dropped without bringing any change in the preceding significant figure. Same example if I take, but if I say the value is 2.54 centimeter, then I can drop the last digit without adding. That will be, answer will be 2.5 centimeter. But the problem comes if the digit which is to be dropped is 5 itself. It means I have the observation 5.55. Then what is to be done? Then the preceding digit will be left unchanged. If the preceding digit is even, it means if I have 2.65, then I can drop the 5 without doing anything. But it will be increased by 1 if it is odd. It means if I am having 2.55, then preceding digit is odd and in that I have to add 1. So my result will be 2.6. So both the cases, whether I am having 2.65, on rounding off I am getting the result 2.6. If I am having 2.55, then also I round off, I am getting the result 2.6. So this you have to understand. This heading is very important. When the digit which is dropped is 5, then the preceding digit will left unchanged if the preceding digit is even, and it will be increased by 1 if it is odd. Now if I am doing so many calculations are there, then always you have to see that one digit more than the significant digits and round off the proper significant figures at the end of the calculation. Always whenever you come with any results after doing any measurements, always you have to do the rounding off by the knowledge of all these rules I have discussed till now. So these are a few questions with you, beta. State the number of significant figures in these observations. These observations are taken and you have to tell the number of significant figures. Like first is 0.007 meter square. These are to the left will be non-significant, so significant figure is 1 only. In this, if you see number of significant figures, they are 3 because powers are not to be considered. And here if you see number of significant figures are 2, 3, 7, 0. 4 significant figures are there because it is coming from a measurement, so this 0 will also become significant because it will tell you about the least count. If it is not coming from any measurement, then I can drop, not otherwise. Here 6.320, then it is also having 4 significant figures. This is also having 4 significant figures. So you have find the significant figures. This is a very simple question I have taken for you people just to make your concept very clear, that the mass of a box is measured by Grosser's balance. Grosser's balance is your physical balance or normal balance. You all have seen that balance in the market. I feel that is they are measuring the mass is 2.3 kilogram. Now they are saying 2 gold pieces of masses to 20.15 gram and 20.17 gram are added to the box. What is the total mass of the box and what is the difference in the masses of the pieces to the correct significant figures? So you have to add the masses. I'm getting 2.34032, but if I want to round it off, I'm getting 2.3 kilogram only, because the least with me is 2 significant figures. So I have rounded up to this. Of course, this is given in gram, so I have to convert it into kilograms before adding. All should be in the same units, then only I can add up the things, not otherwise. And when you have to find the difference, again you can write it. It's a very simple question I have taken for you. This is result is coming 0.02 gram. Next question with you. The density of a cube is measured by measuring its mass and length of its sides. If the maximum errors in the measurement of mass and length are 3% and 2%, find the maximum error in the measurement of density. So density is given by mass upon volume. Volume of a cube, if you are taking, this is L cube. So I can write the formula for the density is mass upon L cube. Now if I want to write the relative error like we did, Z equals to A plus B, then delta Z upon Z will be equals to delta A plus delta A upon A plus delta B upon B. So using that, but here power is given, so power will be always multiplied. So I'm able to write the relative errors, that is delta rho upon rho, which is equals to delta m upon m plus 3 times delta L upon L. And if I want to write in terms of the percentage error, I have to multiply with 100 on both the sides. This delta m upon m is given, multiplied 100 of this is given 3% and this is given 2%. Delta L upon L into 100 is given 2%. So it means this value, percentage error in m, which is 3%, percentage error in L is 2%, but this is to be multiplied with the number 3. So when you add up after multiplying, then you are getting the result 9%. The photograph of a house occupies an area of 1.75 centimeter on a 35 millimeter slide. The slide is projected onto a screen and the area of the house on the screen is 1.55 meter square. So it means it is magnified. Earlier it was in centimeter square, now it is coming in meter square when I am projecting the same photograph on the screen. What is the linear magnification of the projector screen arrangement? So magnification we have to find first of the area, of course, because area is getting increased from centimeter square, it is coming into square. No use of this 35 millimeter slide is there in this question, because nothing to do with the volume. So that you have to understand what thing is required by you, what thing is not required by you. So size of the object is given 1.75 centimeter square. You can convert it into meter square simply by multiplying with 10 raised to the power minus 4. Size of the image is also given to you, that is 1.55 meter square. So you can find the aerial magnification. Aerial magnification is size of image divided by the size of object. This formula you have to note. This for the magnification, it is size of image to the size of object, because the magnification is in the area. So this magnification is aerial magnification. And when you divide the two, I am getting this result with you, which is for aerial magnification. And when I have to find the linear magnification, means lengthwise, this was area wise. So lengthwise magnification is equals to square root of the aerial magnification. So you can solve it out. You can take the square root of this, which I am getting the result with me is 94.1. So you should be able to see different questions, should be able to work out different questions. First of all NCERT, then go with the other books, because there is no limit. Question can be asked, question can be framed from anywhere, taking the help of NCERT or otherwise, but the level will be remaining the same. So you have to be very sure of all the concepts should be clear to you. Thank you everyone.